Hello there and welcome. I am Nimo and today's folktale is about the battle for the prince's hearts. Once upon a time there lived a wise and respected king who had a handsome and kind-hearted prince. The prince had reached the age to marry and the king decided to hold a competition to find the most talented and enchanting woman to become his son's bride. News of the competition spread far and wide, reaching every corner of the kingdom. Women from all walks of life, young and old, gathered at the palace eager to participate. The challenge was to showcase their skills in different ways and captivate the audience with their talents. Among the participants was a young woman named Amina. She possessed a voice that was so melodious and a charm that could mesmerize anyone who heard her. Her singing was enchanting, her dancing was graceful, and her storytelling was filled with passion and emotion. The competition began and the women were given specific challenges to participate and compete in. The first challenge was the singing and dancing challenge. Each woman had to showcase her singing and dancing abilities while performing a traditional song. Each woman performed in the challenge was talented, but none of them performed as perfect as Amina. Amina's voice was incredibly melodious and filled with emotion. Her dance moves were a perfect blend of elegance and energy, and she left people craving to see more of her dancing. The second challenge was the storytelling challenge. The women had to captivate the audience with their storytelling, recounting a folktale or sharing a personal narrative. Each woman shared their own unique stories, but Amina's stories left the audience speechless. Amina's storytelling went beyond mere words. She infused her narratives with passion, using her voice modulation, facial expression, and body language to transport her listeners into the hearts of her tale. The third challenge was the handicraft showcase challenge. The challenge involved creating a unique handicraft item such as beadwork, weaving, or pottery, showing the participants artistic talent and attention to detail. They were given a time period of 1 hour, and most women did beadwork, presenting the audience with their bead pieces except Amina. Amina shocked the crowd by presenting a unique and beautiful pot that she had managed to create with only 1 hour. The other challenge, guys, was a cooking challenge. Each participant had to prepare a traditional dish from their region and present it in an aesthetically pleasing manner. The women worked diligently creating their favorite dishes, but none matched Amina's dish. Amina's dish was aesthetically pleasing and it was so sweet and rich in nutrients and flavors. The final challenge, guys, was are you guys ready for this one? Oh, this one is a tough one. And the challenge was the Wilderness Survival Challenge. The participants were placed in a wilderness environment in dry land and tasked with surviving for 1 day and 1 night. The women were very scared, but Amina gave them hope and divided them into groups. Each group had their own task. One group built a shelter, the other one started a fire, and the other group went in search for food and water. Throughout this challenge, Amina demonstrated leadership qualities and the women returned back from the wilderness safe and sound. The prince, deeply moved by Amina's talents and her leadership qualities, declared her the winner of the competition and the woman who had won his heart. The king and the people agreed wholeheartedly, recognizing the sheer brilliance of Amina's abilities. Amina's victory sparked a wave of joy throughout the kingdom, and preparation for the wedding began in earnest. However, there were those who were envious of Amina's success. One such person was Zara, a woman who had long harbored feelings for the prince. Unable to accept that Amina had won the prince's heart, Zara concocted a wicked plan to bring Amina's downfall and secure her own position as the prince's bride. Zara, pretending to be filled with joy and admiration for Amina, approached her with open arms, expressing her eagerness to be her closest friend. Zara showered Amina with compliments and praised her talents while masking her true intentions. As their friendship blossomed, Zara skillfully manipulated situations to her advantage. She played the role of a devoted and supportive friend, gaining Amina's trust and fostering a deep bond between them. Amina, naive and kind-hearted, welcomed Zara into her life, unaware of the venomous envy that fueled their friendship. One day, Zara invited Amina to spend time with her in a secluded garden in the palace. With a devious smile, Zara carefully prepared a cup of tea, secretly putting a potent poison inside the tea. Her plan was to eliminate Amina, ensuring she will no longer stand in the way of her own desires. As they sat down to enjoy the tea, Zara watched Amina closely, anticipation filling her eyes. But just as Amina raised the cup to her lips, a gust of wind blew through the garden, knocking the cup from her hand and spilling the contents onto the ground. Amina, startled by the sudden gust, noticed Zara's disappointed expression and began to grow suspicious. Recognizing the danger she had escaped, Amina resolved to investigate further. She pretended to be naive and unaware of Zara's ill intention. Amina knew that confronting Zara directly would only give away her suspicions, so she decided to gather evidence and seek assistance from trusted allies within the palace. As days passed, Amina secretly investigated Zara's actions, uncovering her web of deceit and envious motives. With her newfound wisdom and evidence in hand, she approached the prince and the king, revealing the true nature of Zara's intention and the danger she posed. The king, alarmed by the treachery within the kingdom, ordered a thorough investigation. The truth about Zara's envy and her failed attempt to harm Amina came to light. She was swiftly brought to justice and banished from the kingdom forever, her hopes of becoming the prince's bride crushed. Amina, praised for her strength, resilience and intelligence, stood as a beacon of wisdom and grace. Amina and the prince's relationship flourished without the shadow of envy hanging over them. Their love grew stronger and they enjoyed a deep and meaningful connection. The prince and Amina were married in a grand ceremony celebrated by the entire kingdom. As the princess, Amina embraced her role with dignity and grace, using her position to advocate for causes close to her heart. She promoted education, healthcare, and the arts within the kingdom. The prince, deeply grateful to have Amina by his side, valued her counsel and cherished their partnership. Together, they worked tirelessly to address the needs of their subject, bringing peace and prosperity within the land. So, what's the moral lesson? This folktale teaches us that we should not be envious of others. Instead, we should celebrate the accomplishments of others and support them. This folktale also is a reminder that we should always trust our instincts and be cautious of the people we welcome into our lives. Anyway guys, that was it for today's folktale and I hope you learned something out of it. I hope to see you guys in my next video. Kwaheri!